Hey folks, I wasn't planning on going out today because Zach's going to be working on his car and the doorway will be blocked, but he's not up yet, and yeah, I just feel like going out. So, I know it was supposed to rain today, last night, and before I went to bed I decided to take a look at the radar. What the heck is that? So I got the system coming in, and there's heavy rain in one particular spot. Well, more than one spot, but it's not moving. So I wasn't sure if it was a glitch, or if it was just that was actually happening. There was rain falling in that one spot constantly. I have seen that happen before. So a little while later, I checked again, and the system's coming through, and it's just kind of passing through that area, and that rain is still falling in that one spot. So that's kind of weird. And years ago, that happened in Scone when I was living in Hanover, and this one little area got 7 inches of rain in a 3-hour period, and that was the same thing I'm seeing here. That was the only place it was raining. It was there for 3 hours. It wasn't moving. It was just falling in that one spot, and it caused major flooding and kind of washed out the old mill. That's where the bike shop used to be. It destroyed it, which is really something. And the vehicles that were in the parking lot, they were down in the canyon area. I do have pictures. I don't know if I have them in my computer, so I'll have to take a look. So I woke up. I'm not sure what time it was. I heard thunder, so I knew we were getting storms. I knew I wasn't dreaming this time because I actually woke up, and I'm listening to it, and it's getting closer. The thunder's getting louder. It's getting closer. So I looked, and oh yeah, we have a severe thunderstorm watch. So okay, I might as well just read it. Conditions are favorable for the development of severe thunderstorms that may be capable of producing strong wind gusts, large hail, and heavy rain. Conditions are favorable for the development of thunderstorms this morning. Some of the thunderstorms may become severe with strong wind gusts up to 100 kilometers per hour, large hail, and locally heavy downpours. There's still uncertainty in the intensity and track of the thunderstorms, and Environment and Climate Change Canada will continue to monitor the situation. So I'm not surprised, because if you look at that radar, it's pretty widespread, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint anything. But this really drives me nuts. Environment Canada, sometimes they call it Environment Canada, which it is, and sometimes they call it Environment and Climate Change Canada. It just drives me nuts. The next time I see it, it'll just say Environment Canada, which is what it actually is. So I decided to check the radar one more time after seeing that, and looking at it, and those particular spots that just happen to be not moving are gone now. But I'm looking at it, and it's like, well, that doesn't look nice coming at us, because this is when I was hearing the thunder. This is when I checked the radar, and all of a sudden, poof, thunder stopped. There was no more after that, so it was kind of weird. See all this heavy, super heavy rain coming at us, and then all of a sudden the storm stops. That was kind of weird. So it's really humid and muggy today, which I kind of expected, because after this came through, it's supposed to get chilly for the weekend. And today, I think it's the main reason I'm going out, because it's going to be, I think the high was 24. It was either 24 or 26, but it's 24 right now. So I'm going to go out and enjoy one more nice day. And it's going to drop down to 19 and then 20 for the weekend. 19, 20, and 20, I think, is what I saw. So I'm going to enjoy what I can. So Michelle called me just before I come out. She's doing alright. They're going to keep her for the weekend. I was happy to hear that. I think the reason for it is because of her CP. She has a hard time walking anyways, so they figured it would be a safer environment for her to be there. So I was happy to hear that, because they said they were going to release her the next day, and I was thinking, no, that's not right. You get your hip replaced, that's not a minor surgery, right? So it's good to hear that. But she's doing alright. Yeah, 4-foot toilet seat. Oh my. And a 4-foot box, a toilet seat in the bottom, and 25 feet of packing pillows to fill up the extra space. And it's just, thanks, Walmart. Thanks for contributing to the climate catastrophe. All that plastic going into recycling, or not recycling, that landfill. The box would be recycled, that's not a problem, but all that plastic used to fill up all that empty space, it's mind-boggling how they do it. Even Amazon will oversize the boxes now and then. Not to the extreme like this. 4-foot box for a toilet seat. It just blows my mind. But what a nightmare it was putting that thing on. They don't make toilet seats generic anymore. Why did they change them? Everything used to be the same. You take the old one off, you put the new one in, stick the bolts in, done. Not anymore. The one I took out, it didn't have normal bolts in it. It's got kind of a cap on the top with its own little washer, and then the bolt underneath. So I took them out, took the old seat off, tried to put the new one on, and the new one's just got the tabs that stick out, and it's got big holes in them, about the size of a quarter. I was like, what? So the bolt, again, has a cap on the top of it with a square base. You put it through, you put the nut on, you attach the bolt first, then you put the seat on top of it, you push the tabs onto these squares, and then the cap goes into the hole, and then you turn it, it's got a tab on it, you turn it to lock it onto the bolt. Huh? Totally, completely different design. The problem with that is Michelle has handrails on her toilet, and the bar goes across the back. It's attached by the bolts that hold the toilet seat on. So when I put this on, put the cap on, and the tab sticks backwards, you have to turn the tab to lock it. I can't turn the tab because it's hitting the bar for the handrails. So I can't use that. Oh, it drove me nuts. So I had to go downstairs and look for my generic toilet seat bolts, which I know I have, because I was going to make use of them with the second set of batteries with the Monster, all the different designs that I had for that. So I bring them out, and they're just bolts. They're just about this thick, and a little head on the top, a little flat head with a flathead screwdriver. That's not going to work. So I get this tiny little bolt inside a hole that's about that big in diameter. I don't know if you can see that. So what I had to do was come out here, because this is where all my washers are, my big washers anyways. I found a washer that would go over that hole. So I had the little bolt going through that big hole, and the only thing holding the toilet seat in place are these washers squished against the top of it. That's the only thing I could do to get that toilet seat on. This is... Why do they change things? It's generic. They're always generic. Wait, no, somebody has to come up with their own brilliant idea and screw everything up, screw everybody up. Make a simple job into a nightmare. So it took me like an hour to do that, just to get the toilet seat on. So, then comes the plumbing. The water pipe comes out of the floor. It's got the valve that goes onto that, and then the flexible hose that goes up to the toilet tank, and then you get the valve. This one is recessed into the floor. The valve, here's the floor, water pipe comes out and the valve handle is right against the floor. I can't turn the water off. So I had to go down the basement, turn the main water off to the whole house, come up, flush the toilet to relieve the pressure in it, unscrewed the hose, and what it is that I needed to install was a handheld bidet, and it's got a valve that goes onto, we got the water valve for the toilet, pipe comes up, and then this screws onto the top of it. It's got another valve on it that has the outlet for the bidet, and then the toilet tank hose goes on top of it. Not the right size connections. So the connection for the water tank valve goes directly onto the water pipe, and then it's got the smaller one at the top that the hose goes on. Well, apparently the valve for the bidet is supposed to go onto the water pipe, and the outlet on the other end of it is the same size as the water pipe, so I would be able to put the toilet tank one. Problem is, it's recessed into the floor. I can't do that. So my only other option is to go up to Rona and get an adapter to go up to the bigger size, and then another adapter at the top to go back down to the smaller size. And all these adapters and all this, there's not enough room between the floor and the toilet tank to do that, so it's just a nightmare. So can't install it. I don't think I had anything else. That was my excitement. Just, it's hard enough for me to do projects, but when things don't work before I even start, it just adds to the frustration. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm done ranting. I had to get that out. So I gotta get out. I gotta get the monster out of the garage before Zach starts working on his car. I could park it outside till he's done. That's not a big deal, but I need to actually get out of the garage first. So I don't know what I'm gonna do today. Like I say, I wasn't even planning on going out. I am gonna go to Timmy's and grab some reps. I got different ones. I still don't. I took a screen cap of it so I'd remember, because I don't remember. Chicken bacon ranch wrap. That sounds pretty good. So it's like, I've actually got 2 of them. I'll throw it up on the screen. Buy one get one free, and unknown caller. 2 for $8. This picking me off. A phone call from Hamlet, Indiana, United States. I gotta take a screen cap of that and show it to you. I'm getting these friggin' scammer calls again. It woke me up like 20 times this morning. It really pissed me off. This just happened a few weeks ago too. It's just constant. The IRS scam. You know, saying you owe money to this and you're going to be under arrest if you don't. It's just, first of all, this is Canada. We don't have IRS here. It's CRA. Oh, I get so frustrated because they use local phone numbers. Mainly, I got one from Brockton, one from Woodstock, 2 from Woodstock, one from London, and I think there was another one closer. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they're able to emulate local phone numbers to get you to answer the phone. And as soon as you answer it, you get a recording. And it's threatening. You know, you gotta send them money or you'll be arrested and all this. It's just scam. And it really pisses me off because they're constantly waking me up when I'm trying to sleep, and it's so annoying. And I was going to call ODSP today to call about my batteries to find out what's going on. I'm afraid to call because I'm going out, and if my phone rings, I have to answer it. You know, because I can't see the screen. All I hear, all these glasses do, well, not these ones. These ones. The ones that speak, all they do is tell me the phone number. They don't tell what the contact name is or anything. Like the old ones used to. Like Michelle called me, it would say Michelle Sharp. Now it just says the phone number. So I'm gonna end up answering one of these freaking scam calls. not knowing if it's ODSP or not because I can't ignore it because I need to answer the phone if ODSP calls. Okay, I was in a good mood until just now. I am... I'm just not gonna say anything. So, I gotta head on out and try to enjoy the day without phone calls. That's not as nice out as I thought it was going to be. It's okay when the sun's out, but when the sun goes behind the clouds, it's pretty breezy and a couple degrees cooler, and I probably would have been shivering a little bit, but it was pleasant. It was a nice drive. Yeah, I just kind of drove around aimlessly. Nowhere in particular to go. So I still see Terry, the pterodactyl, every once in a while sitting up on his sign. I haven't seen him for probably a couple weeks now. So I decided to stop down at the park and see his evil twin Larry. Nowhere to be found. They must be done with their nesting now, so they're not protecting anything. And they've moved on. So I stayed in the park area. I went to the tunnel again. And I just... I don't know what it is today. I couldn't get the lights to turn on with my hand, so I had to actually stop. Because normally I just push it with my knuckles when I'm holding the coffee. That's why I made the switches the way they are, just so I can actually turn them on and off with the coffee in my hand. But I had difficulty with that for some reason. Even turning them back off. So, but it was kind of a pleasant day. I picked up a new rattle and the left front fender. That started just before I got to the park. And normally when that happens, that means the ball joint's about to break. Because that's what happened the first time. First time I had one break. About a year after I got the monster, I think it was. So I was kind of expecting that to happen. So I didn't go through the far trail. When I went through the park trail, I was gonna do the far trail and then see if the gents on the bench are out and talk to them for a bit before I come home, but I didn't want the ball joint to break in the trail because I need a little bit of room to get around it to temporarily fix it so I can get home. Yeah, I just didn't want that to happen. But I got home and I did a little bit of inspecting. It's the fender itself that's rattling. It's loose. I've never had that happen before. So I didn't need to worry, but better to be safe. So I guess that's all I got. I think I already told you about everything else. I see Zach hasn't started his car yet, or started working on his car yet. So he might not do it today because of the threat of rain, I don't know. But he asked me yesterday if I was going out because he'd be blocking the doorway. But he's not, so... I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.